Our story continues where we left off. Most of the party ventures out of the Sunrise Rebel holding cells and is led by Guyven back to the campus of the College of the Mystic Arts. Instead of being taken to the large classroom building, the group is escorted to a tall, spiraling tower that is connected to a large rectangular base with castle-like towers on all four sides and a spectacular magical craftsmanship. Unblindfold as you're led inside. This is everyone, Guyven says as he sort of familiarizes himself with everyone standing in the room.
It is.
Splendid. In that case, I suggest you make yourself comfortable. We've all had a long day. You'll be able to find your sleeping chambers in the towers.
Wilbin, where's that little frog man that you released as well?
I don't know. He was supposed to come with us.
Oh well. Guess I'll find a bed.
I'm gonna follow Varys. I'm gonna speak quietly to him. Can anybody hear me where we are, Carson? I talked to Varys.
No, I don't think so. Is the door shut?
Yeah, now it is.
Can
I
I
close the door.
when they close the door, can I like sneak up to it and then like kind of stand here so I can try to hear their conversation?
Make stealth roll.
Okay. I forget what my stealth stat is. It is. Where are you, stealth? Okay. 14.
Is it possible for me to do the same before they go, or no?
You also want to eavesdrop?
I do. But I say, do you still have my die?
Yeah.
So do you see what Tyrael is doing and you attempt to mimic it?
I guess you're right. We'll scratch that. We'll just have Tyrael do it.
Are you sure?
Yep.
Okay. What does Wilbin do instead?
I guess just stand out here
Okay.
and look around.
Varus and Kaja, give me perception rolls with disadvantage.
I got an 11 plus my perception.
18.
Roll again.
Natural.
So I got 9. I have -2 perception.
You have to roll twice for disadvantage, I say.
I need that.
What the hell? Oh, that's not very good, Isaiah.
18 and then 4.
I got my lowest one was 11. I have -2, so I got a 9.
All right, Kaji, you have the privacy of Varus's ear. Go on. Go ahead.
I tried to get him to take the jester guy, Sylvester, but he would not oblige. He was adamant on not taking him.
Seems our Wilbin is getting a little too full of himself.
I don't know if you noticed, but it seems like he's ever since what happened on Boggs Island, his pride is just, well, it's overflowing.
Well, he is a mage.
Yeah.
It is just how a mage acts. They will always be too prideful for their own good. Look at Guyven. Same thing.
Yep. I
Well,
know
if
he's
he
supposed to
goes-
be different. Sorry.
Yeah, that's
You
fine.
first.
If he goes too far, we can always just knock him in the back of the head, set him straight again.
I'm not sure it'll be that simple, but I agree with that sentiment. I know he's supposed to be a different Guyven, but I still don't trust him.
Yeah, well, as of now, we're gonna have to trust him as much as we can right now. He's our source here.
I get the feeling he knows more about our situation, I guess, but
Most definitely.
just keep an eye out.
Will do. Well, what do you say we try to find some
After
food?
I am starving.
after
agree.
Varys says will do, I think I back up to like this door and then kind of make like a more dramatic walking sound. Like my footsteps are a little louder than they should be as I try to go and knock towards the door.
And I push the door open. Ah, it's you.
Oh, sorry. I was just trying to find somewhere to sleep. I was gonna come and knock because I saw you two come in here.
Oh. Yes, I guess you can stay in here with us if you like. We'll take the two beds closest to each other if you'd like to get the one that's a bit more isolated.
Sure. I heard you say something about getting something to eat. I wouldn't mind doing that before we go off to sleep.
Yes, I think I saw some food somewhere out here.
And I would love to hear your story. It seems quite interesting.
Of course.
Mm-hmm.
I go over to this big old turkey leg and tear off the leg of it and start chewing down.
Is this soup?
Prepared at the center of what seems to be some kind of like makeshift kitchen and dining area. The center wooden island has soup. It has some vegetables. It has a big old piece of chicken. This is sort of like a buffet of sorts. There would be silverware and ceramics for you to go and like build your own meal from this table.
I tear off a chicken leg and just start chewing on it kind of messily. And be like, so, what's the story?
I kind of rip off a chicken leg too. I'll allow my friend Kaji here to start restroom quick.
Hey, Carson, quick question.
Chicken leg.
Yes.
So, I don't know how to ask this. Should I start like just recounting everything at Boggs Island, or is it just kind of like Alex was already there for all of it, so it's just like time passes and he knows the story? Or should I start explaining it?
If you'd like to have Kaji tell the story as you know it, obviously, I would say give us the cliff notes and give us the important things that Kaji harps
Okay.
on.
So just kind of do like a rundown, because I don't want to go too long, you know? I also don't know if
Yeah.
I could do it justice. Okay.
You can just tell us the things that Kaji would explain, and just
Okay.
hit the cliff notes.
Okay. Sorry.
No worries.
Story, right. So, very beginning of the story, me, Wilbin, and Varus, and a few other people, Stefan. Poor Stefan. and a couple others. We all crashed on a island called Boggs Island. I think I've seen a map. I believe it's in the middle of the kind of continent. But
Oh yeah, I've heard of Boggs Island before.
Mhm.
There's been a lot of stories about the island and people disappearing when they get close to it, but I've never really looked too much into it.
it's well, people disappear. It was cursed, well, from what we know. We met a whole bunch of different groups of people. There were bandits. There was a bunch of owl bears. We met a different. How do I explain different version? We met Guyvan, but he wasn't this Guyvan. It was a different one. He
You
was.
see, my friend Kaji seems to be confused. We just arrived here, actually. We escaped the island, but we just
Wilbin.
arrived here.
Who did he ask to explain a story?
Oh, I just wanted to clarify since you weren't explaining correctly.
Well, if you don't mind me interrupting, I would like to hear it from the man who was speaking originally.
Also,
He
what
was
do you
going
mean
somewhere.
you just arrived? You said you escaped the island, but it seems like people are acting like you're somehow the apprentice mage of Needlepoint.
Well, of course, I've been here a couple years, actually.
So you've been
Make
here.
a deception roll, Wilbin.
I'd like to knock on this door, by the way, while this is all happening.
You said Inception, correct?
Deception, yes.
Deception, Jesus Christ. 4, okay, cool. 18!
Ah, God damn it.
Any minuses? Plus, minus?
So it's 14 plus 4, so 18.
Yeah, how does this,
Wilbin, you're
how does this
able
play
to. Wilbin is able to tell this lie pretty convincingly, that he has been here for years, although it does contradict what he just said, which I think would, on your passive insight for my and Zell and Tyrael, would raise some red flags. What does Kaji do in this situation after Wilbin says this?
I'm just gonna ignore him and just keep talking about the story.
Go for it.
As I was saying, we met a Guyvan, but it was a different Guyvan. He was like cult leader of some sort of wizard group, and they were looking for some sort of magical power on the island, right? The cause of the curse. And so that led to him. That Guyvan had a really great idea of massacring an entire group of people just trying to survive and get off the island, called the Kin of the Root.
And this is supposed to be the same person or a different person than the Archmage of Needlepoint?
It's hard to explain. He looked
Seemed
exactly like
a
the
good guy
Archmage.
to me.
He seemed exactly like the Archmage of Needlepoint. His name was the exact same as Archmage of Needlepoint, and yet, even from a brief interaction in the prison, it didn't seem like the same person.
And you're sure of this? You're sure it's not the same person that you met?
I only have suspicions. I still don't know what's going on, but we'll get to there.
Sorry, continue.
It's alright. So that guy then, I'm just gonna call him Bad Guyvan. That Guyvan, Bad Guyvan, massacred a group of people called the Kin of the Root, because he believed they had a way to get to the source of the curse. And he did. And Wilbin at the time, different Wilbin, not the one that is the apprentice of Needlepoint.
So wait, so you're saying that this Wilbin is not the Wilbin that you traveled with?
Look, I really couldn't give you 100%, but from what I know, the Archmage of Needlepoint has an apprentice named Wilbin. It looks almost exactly like the Wilbin that I know.
I think Kaji got hit by a few too many rocks on the way out of that cave.
You seem to be contradicting his story quite a lot.
Well, he did he did kind of help the bad guy with massacre Kin of the Roots. I'm not sure he wants to explain the story very well.
You both seem pretty off to me.
Define off.
Understandable.
So let me get this straight. One of you is claiming that there was 2 Gaivins, and the other one is claiming that he's been here for years. So the Wilbin you traveled with joined the bad Gaivin, but this is a different Wilbin, not the one that joined the one that tried to massacre people.
From what I saw,
Kind of.
this one can't even use magic. So,
I'll explain that in a sec. That has to do with the curse, source of the curse. So after the massacre happened, and we all, my group, it was me, Varus, Wilbin, poor Stefan, a big burly man named Zaroth, and a very persistent assassin named Viren. We all followed Gavin to the source of the curse, and we found a chest that was there. And my memory's foggy. I don't remember how bad Gavin was dead, but I'm pretty sure he died.
Kaji, you would remember pretty vividly that in an attempt to protect the chest and his interests, Gaivan attempted to blast you 3 and Zareth with a powerful fireball, but Zareth charged and the fireball backfired and burned them both to ash.
oh yeah.
Wait, so the fireball that killed Zareth also killed Gavin?
Yes, it did. You
I
watched
don't
the other
remember that.
Gaivan die.
That is so funny. Okay. So scratch that last part. It was Gavin's fireball, right?
It was, yes.
Okay. When we got to the room where the source of the curse was, old bad Gavin fired a fireball at us. My big burly friend Zaroth, he charged at it and rebounded it back to him, but he killed himself in the process. Zaroth and Gavin were both dead at that moment. We fought a very powerful monster, but Byron died in the process. And then Stefan, poor Stefan. I kind of hold my hands on my head for a minute. I had to choose.
Heard a bunch.
Never mind. He's gone. But anyways, after we opened the chest, something happened. I can't explain why, but it's like when Wilbin opened the chest first, it was like he transported. And then we opened the chest.
What is this
Varus,
chest
and
that
then
you talk about?
I'm really not sure.
Have no idea what he's talking about.
All I know was it has a really strong, like really concentrated amount of magical energy that just messed us up.
So was this what caused the curse on the island then?
I believe it was. But Carson, was it? Sorry, I don't remember everything.
The curse, that's fine. The curse on the island was a result of its namesake, the gentleman who went by the name of Bog. When he was slain, the curse was lifted, and the chest still remained.
Okay. The chest was being protected by Bog and the giant monster, but I'm not sure what it did to us. It's like we were sent somewhere else. Like it. Back on Bog's Island, I could use magic. I could feel it coursing through my body, and every single part of me could feel the flames burning, but now I can't feel anything. It's like the rules change. I'm in a different place where the rules of the universe are completely different.
So you traveled to another version of this world or something like that? That would explain the 2 Gaivins and the 2 Wilbins.
Yeah, that's part of the reason why we're here. Trying to get answers.
I've interacted creatures that have interactions with the Fey realm. This is beyond anything that I've ever even heard of.
It sounds crazy, trust me. I wouldn't have believed it if I didn't live through it.
So,
I think we're all here just to simply learn magic.
That too.
So, let me get this straight. You went to Boggs Island. You discovered a magical chest with incredible power. Your version of Wilbin opened that chest up. And now the two of you are here, and this Wilbin is this world's Wilbin?
Make an insight roll, Kaji.
My inciting is a deception thing. Where'd my dice go? There it is. 15. What's my insight? -2, so 13.
There is a small chance that the Wilbin standing next to you is not the man you were on Boggs Island with.
Okay. You know, I'm not sure if it's the same one.
As soon as he
I
says
would
that,
say.
I immediately draw my bow and point it at him. And pointed at his head. Immediately. So you're telling me that this man has a non-zero chance of joining a evil Gaivan, the master of needle points, and try to massacre your people, and you are not, like, attacking him? As I hold my arrow or bow in my hand at his forehead.
I let you out of the prison, did I not?
Nothing
Really?
that you have said has been consistent with your friend's story, and so far I have seen no proof to trust you, and you have insulted the only other member of the company that is here.
I would be careful drawing bows in here.
I'd be careful making threats like that, Wilbin.
I think I pulled the bow back a little bit, or the string back, as soon as he says about threats.
I'm gonna try to diffuse the situation a little bit. Not for Wilbin's sake, just because I don't think the Archmage would appreciate all of us trying to kill each other immediately.
I think we're all here to learn magic, and everyone needs to relax a little bit.
Wilbin, it feels like everything you have said has been to divert attention away from you.
Your story
And what-
still doesn't make 100% sense. You said
What-
originally that you just got here, and then you said that you were here several years, which I believed, but with all the other things that have been stacking on top of this, now I'm starting to wonder if that was a lie as well.
See, what Kaji forgot to mention was we freed the island of his curse, and then we separated ways for a little bit, and I trained here under Gaivan, became his apprentice. And now
That
we're all
is
here?
true. He did open the chest first. I have no idea how long he's been here. He could be here for years. Either way, the death of the Archmage's apprentice would not go unnoticed, and I can't imagine a lot of people would be happy about it. I cannot forgive the Wilbin that I know for what he's done, but I know that he'll get his due at some point.
Are you that other Wilbin?
You mean the one he speaks of?
Yes.
I am not.
Can I make an insight check on that?
Can I make a deception roll on that?
Sure. Both of you go ahead.
Am I also allowed to make insight or no?
You certainly go for it.
Oh, hell yeah.
What's my
You're fucked.
insight at?
Oh my
I
god.
got 9
Wilbin's
plus
act-
4, 13.
Actually, better die off the start.
Ah,
Would that be
my in-
would that be
insight would
perception or
Okay, but
investigation?
insight's not like a guarantee, like I sense he's lying, right?
No, insight's something.
What was your deception, Wilbin?
It was 9 plus 4, 13.
well, I
And
had
what's-
6.
Mine's insight is 6. What's Tiro's insight?
I got a natural 1.
Natural
Ooh.
1.
You lucky
We-
bastard.
As Tyrael is training her bow on Wilbin, and they are at this standstill, we are going to take a moment to drift to the other room and see what Varus is up to. Varus, you push open the wooden door and you find Crumb, the goblin gentleman you met before in his little oversized pajama-looking robes, and he's tapping this quill to his chin. He looks like he's sitting in front of a blank piece of parchment. He looks like he really doesn't know what to write, and he doesn't seem to notice you when you come in.
Real quick, I yelled the part about, like, you're telling me that there's a non-zero chance that this is the same Wilbin, by the way.
Good to know, but okay, so good to know, but we're backtracking a little.
Ah, Crumb, was it right?
Huh? Oh, hello.
Are you perhaps hungry at all? And I kind of offer him the chicken leg that I grabbed earlier.
Oh, guests should really eat before Crumb eats.
Oh, I insist. I've already had my fill.
Then I suppose it's okay.
You see, he has a little kettle and he has a teapot, and he reaches over as if to encourage you to drop the chicken leg into his teapot.
Would you like to sit?
Of course. But, you don't mind me asking, what are you, working on here?
Do you go to sit down?
Yes.
It is sort of like a grown man trying to sit at a child's like play chair. But you're able to sit with him, and you watch as he sips tea from his teapot that is now like flavored as the chicken. That is sitting in the teapot with him, and he takes a little sip and then he sits down.
I'm working on my application.
Application? What is it for?
I'm hoping that the Archmage will consider taking me on as a student.
That's excellent.
But he
Speaking...
says I need to apply.
Well, I may be able to help you with that, if you'd like.
You are friends with the apprentice, are you not?
You could say that.
That is so strange. I see the apprentice Wilbin almost every day, and I had never seen him with a friend.
Yes, we come from different parts of the world, so it's been a very long time since we've seen each other.
You must be very happy to see him. I'm certain he is happy to see you.
Of course. Very happy. I kind of said that a bit passive-aggressively.
You get the impression that if you made a deception roll and Crumb made an insight roll, he would roll a nat 1 every time.
Crumb.
Hmm?
If you don't mind me asking, do you, perhaps know the whereabouts of the Archmage currently?
Oh, if he is still on the campus, he is most certainly up in the tower.
Okay. Thank you. I appreciate the help. I'll be back in just a moment and be able to help you with your application, if you still need help.
Oh, thank you so much. You have been very...
And you see, he is interrupted by the sound through the door behind you. The sound of... Sounds like someone's yelling out there.
I'm gonna go take a look at that. I'll be back in a second, though, Crumb.
Is everything okay?
And as he says that, you can shut the door. As you enter Varus, you enter just in time to hear Kaji say the words. Kaji, I don't want to misquote Kaji, but I believe Kaji said something along the lines of, he opened the chest first. I have no way of knowing how long he's been here.
Yep, that's pretty much that.
And Varus, you hear that, and it gives you a little bit of context as to what's being talked about. And you walk in to see Wilbin, who is standing at the end of Tyrael's arrowhead. Andrew, before we do anything, Andrew, how does Wilbin stand in the face of this adversary? How is he looking? Is he afraid? Is he standing tall?
I think he's defiant.
Okay, you're defiant and you're standing in your resolve. What does Mayanzel think of what's happening here?
I think Wilbin's a little bitch.
All right. So that is probably written all over Mayanzel's face, I take it. I would say that his deception roll combined with the fact that he is so unfazed by the accusations being hurled at him, it is pretty hard. You're pretty hard pressed to find a reason to believe that Wilbin is lying to you at this time.
I don't unknock my arrow, but I at least lower it from his head, and I
think my
pull
character-
back the string.
I think my character is just kind of standing with his arms crossed, a little like trying to be intimidating, but without drawing his weapon.
Now, why
Can
don't we all
Wilbin
just
see me?
relax and eat?
I'm assuming Wilbin knows I just walked through the door. Would that be correct, Carson? And/or Wilbin?
I don't think he would notice, just because he is a little preoccupied with.
Looking this way.
I'm gonna walk this way and just slap him relatively hard in the back of the head.
Can I dodge?
You slapped him on the back of the
I guess
head.
I can't dodge.
Yeah.
But
What's your intention with this slap?
Kind of like how like a parent, like whenever a kid says something stupid or does something stupid, how a parent will like walk back and like bop him in the back of the head.
Okay. Wilbin, he does. You feel a hand strike you. Not in a. It wouldn't leave any sort of pain. It's more of a.
But it's supposed to leave a little bit of pain.
little. But you're not trying to like knock him out cold.
No,
is my
not trying to
understanding.
knock him out, but like trying to like hit him hard enough that like he's like, what the hell?
Give him a little sting. Give him a little
Yeah.
Discipline.
Daddy.
How does Wilbin react to that?
so like it's already happened.
Yeah, it happened.
I think I just look over at him and give him a glare and go back to where I was.
What kind of trouble have you caused now?
None.
I think Tyrion takes a step back, still unsure of the situation, and he looks at Varys. So you were also on Boggs Island then?
Yes, I assume Kaji told you the story.
Kaji has told me the story, but I'm still a bit hazy on some parts. Is there any parts that Kaji might have missed? Can you corroborate Kaji's story? Because it seems like Wilbin here has told half of a version of a story, or isn't the same Wilbin that was with you. So I'm just confused if, like, can you just give me your version of the story without any of these other two interrupting, so I'm just trying to figure out what's going on here.
Yes. I'll, Kaji, did you tell them about the chest?
I kind of whispered to Vars. I didn't tell him about the whole mind games thing. We were in each other's heads.
I'll just pick up from when Wilbin opened the chest.
Yep, go for it.
Everything Kaji has told you is true. However, Wilbin was the first to open the chest, and when he did, he vanished. We don't know where he went. Or we didn't know where he went originally. And then Kaji and I decided to follow suit. And when we came to, we were here with Wilbin. Now, I don't know quite what he's been telling you. This man sitting next to me is the Wilbin that we were on. My understanding.
As soon as he says that, I immediately draw my bow and point it at his head again.
However, he, for some reason, has gained this. So,
You cut out there, Isaiah.
for some reason, he has gained a of immeasurable pride. So, he wishes to be the Archmage's, and since he loves the life, is willing to tell people he is the apprentice. Now, I can tell you for certain, he is not much of a threat. No need to draw your arrow at him. You can put it down.
He tried to murder you and your friends, and you're telling me that you're standing here? Did he redeem himself somehow?
Well,
He's made
Tyrael,
many
Tyrael,
stupid decisions. No,
Tyrael,
Wilbin.
there's
no.
no faith.
Enough talking. Enough talking. He's made many stupid decisions. However, the Guyvin that we had met on the island was a very persuasive Guyvin. But was not the only one to fall for his scheme. We had another one of our companions fall for the trap, and they each had their intentions, whether those intentions were justified or not. All they wanted to do was get off the island.
Do you trust him?
I trust him enough not to kill him right now.
Kaji?
I don't distrust him, but he fought with us to defeat the old bad Guyvin. So he's got that at least.
I think on that I finally
I
put down my bow and unnock my arrow and put it away.
Kafib hops over and he tugs at your sleeve, Kaji.
I immediately look at him out of curiosity.
Excuse me? Was I evil on the island too?
No. You were actually pretty fun to be around. One of the few good inhabitants of Boggs Island.
I was there?
Sure.
His eyes light up.
I bet I was a great spellcaster.
The greatest.
And he just starts waving his leaf around. And like following it in circles.
Now, guys, why don't we just all continue this dinner? I think everyone's in the exact spot they were meant to be, and this was almost destiny for us to meet like this.
I just still don't trust you. You've given me absolutely no reason to, and while your companions seem to at least not despise you or mistrust you enough, I will not be keeping, or will be keeping my eyes on you.
Well, trust can be gained over time.
I'm with the elf on this. You seem to talk in circles.
You have told me more lies than truth so far.
As I said, he heard of the life of the apprentice. Wants it. So, he's trying to convince both everyone and himself that he is the apprentice to live that life. However, as of now, I don't think he can even control magic. And without that, he's relatively weak.
I'm just gonna
Perceive what you want.
Oh, yes, Crumb.
Princess Wilburn?
Hello.
Could I see you in the other room?
Of course. I walk out.
Chrome closes the door. And you four can continue, and we'll pick up with Wilbin in a moment.
I'm just gonna start digging in.
Walk over here and grab a. I'm assuming this is fish over here on this table.
So you two genuinely trust him?
As,
Just to quickly answer your question, Isaiah, this is more like the preparation table. So this is all like butchered fish, and the prepared fish is on that center island.
Okay, I'll grab a piece of fish then.
to answer Josh, your question was just what? Want to repeat it?
Yeah,
again?
so you two trust him?
As I kind of said before, I don't distrust him, but he did help us fight the old Guyvan that persuaded him earlier. I don't
So
trust
has
him.
Has he always been one to dig himself into a hole like that?
Not as bad as he does it now.
If the thing that I'm still trying to wrap my head around is that he lied about everything that he told me in contradiction to what you said. Is that not concerning to you at all?
About him being the apprentice, what he said a minute ago.
Yeah, well, he told me that he was here recently, and then he changed his mind to say that he's been here for several years, which doesn't make any sense if... then he lied about everything else that he said, so why wouldn't he lie about him just returning here recently? And then he was talking about him not being the same Wilbin, which you both agreed he was the same Wilbin as that you had joined. So he has told me almost everything in contradiction to your own story. I just don't understand how you can trust him when he has done nothing but lie.
Like I said, it's not exactly trust. I'm not sure how long he's been here. Magic is weird when it comes to very concentrated versions of it, but he could have been here for a while. He could have got it the same time we did. Your guess is as good as mine.
And to be in his defense, although he is a bit of a stupid young boy, it would be a bit dangerous to tell strangers the true story. But since you know the true story, there should be no reason for him to pursue the lies from here.
Well,
As much as I'm at odds with him, I feel like a rumor going around that the apprentice is not the apprentice and is actually a different apprentice would be too confusing. Possibly very just obnoxious to deal with in general. If we could just all keep this between us.
I will keep your thoughts in mind. And while I might not trust him myself, you are his companion, and you seem to at least not be afraid of him, so I will take your lead on that. But I will warn you here, if he makes any move that jeopardizes myself, I will not hesitate to put an arrow through his head.
Understandable.
If you don't mind, I do have a question for you. Two, actually. Question for each of you, and two for you in specific. First one is, I don't properly introduce ourselves. Might we be able to call you two?
My name is Mainzel.
Myself. I'm Vars.
I'm Tyrael.
Tyrael.
You said Tyrell?
Tyrael.
Ah, sorry.
Well met, Tyrael.
Kaji.
My second question for you, Tyrael. Back when we were at the dock, that monster Lane, he picked up some sort of orb. What exactly was that? What's the importance of it?
Ah, yes. And then I pull it out in my pocket. I don't have a like a token or anything for it. Do you have a token for me?
I do not.
Then I just hold the strange, not strange pebble. Alright, how do you spell artifact? I can't spell. I'm sorry.
It's alright.
I hold the no name thing inside of my hand.
Wasn't it a core?
A core, yeah.
It's called that, I guess.
Effect core. There we go. I hold it up in front of my hand and say, I'm not entirely sure myself. I'm a... Oh, there we go. I am a hunter of magical beasts, and I sell the body parts for a living. And I thought to investigate it to see if it had any material value or any sort of use that I could use out of it. And I figured that if the soldiers got a hand of it, I would probably not see it again. So I thought it best to investigate it on my own before I did anything with it.
Hey, Carson.
Yes.
It's a magical object, right?
I would say so.
I'm not sure. Okay. So, do one of the things have something to do with, like, could I, like, hold it and, like, know what it is, or, like, have an idea what it is, or is that not a thing I can do?
You can try and deduce its magical. You could make an Arcana check.
Okay. I'm gonna do that.
Do you reach out your hand to try to grab it?
Yep.
Yeah.
I got a 9.
I put it into your hand. Can I assist him with that?
In what way?
Yeah, like give him advantage. I don't know if you're doing that in this.
Not in this situation.
Okay.
What was your roll, Gashi?
I got a 5 plus 4, so 9.
5 plus 4, 9.
Can I also roll for it then?
Sure.
Natural one. What the hell? That's 2 in a row.
My
You
guy's
gotta be
killing it.
kidding me.
Tyrael, you have absolutely no idea what it is you're holding, which is strange for you, considering. But you've never faced a creature quite like the one at the dock. Kaji, however, you feel a little bit of nostalgia when you sort of like reach your arcane hand out and inspect it. It reminds you a lot of some of the conduits that you grew up around in Pyromancer society. But you fail to see how this helped the Pyromancer create what you saw at the dock.
Interesting. It's almost familiar. I hand it back to Tyrael. Was I holding it?
Yeah, I put it into your hand.
Okay, I hand it back to you.
Well, we are in a wizarding school, so perhaps there's someone that I might ask to get better information on.
Yeah. If there are books here, I could do some research. Maybe spare time.
That would be greatly appreciated.
Oh, if you'll excuse me, Kaji. Kaji, I require your assistance. We have to assist Crumb with something real quick.
Sure.
While you guys were eating, in the hallway.
Are you enjoying seeing your faraway friends?
Of course.
Ah, that's wonderful. You know, Crumb has faraway friends.
Oh, really?
Yes. The Archmage found me all the way up in the Valley of Plight. I have goblin brothers and sisters up there.
And you were the only one he took?
Well, I was the only one who saw a future in the South.
Speaking of the Archmage, do you know where he is right now?
I believe he's up in the tower, probably consumed with his studies. I was wondering, do you need help finding your way around?
Sure.
You seem different now.
Oh, I assure you there was no difference.
Well, just in case you're forgetful, I can show you to your room. It's getting quite late.
Sure, take me that way.
Creak. He holds the door for you.
Thank you.
Do you want to be left alone?
That would be perfect.
He nods. He closes the door. What does Wilbin do in his very neatly kept, comfortable room?
Can I look at the desk? See what these papers are, maybe?
Absolutely. On the desk, you find parchment that is. It looks as though ink has been spilled all over them. Make a perception roll.
Oh, sorry, give me a moment. Trying to find the plus. There it is. Okay. 3. 2 plus 1 is 3.
Wilbin, you look down at these sheets of parchment, and they are covered in ink, almost as if it looks as though the inkwell was toppled over and by accident, and the ink was spilled all over the parchment. But you do notice that your inkwell is standing upright, so if that were to have happened, someone, you presumably picked up the inkwell, but also that there's no ink on the desks itself. It's almost like a perfect disaster. Someone spilled the ink, but only all over the writing on the pages. And try as you might to make out any of the words or find handwriting on the edges that hasn't been covered by ink, you fail to discern any sort of origin of these sheets of parchment, but you do find that each one has a broken seal, and the seal is an insignia of a giant hammer. But that is all you find.
Can I open this chest? See what's in it?
You can. You would find rolled up. You would find a rolled up bedroll.
And then last thing I would do is there anything in this journal or book?
There is not, unfortunately.
Okay, with that, I'll just I think I'll head to bed.
All right. Varus and Kaji, as you exit the little kitchen, Crumb is coming out of his little makeshift office as Kaji blows his nose.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I was muted. I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
Ah, Crumb.
Hello.
I haven't forgotten about helping you with your application. However, before we get to that, would you be so kind as to point us as the direction of the tower to go speak to the Archmage?
I'm not sure the Archmage would want to be disturbed at this hour. It is growing quite late. But he has agreed to host a session of class in the morning. Perhaps that would be the best time to speak with him.
Well, funny enough, when we were at the prison, he told us to meet him whenever we were free. We have very important to discuss.
Okay. I can take you to him, but I have to see the others to their chambers.
And he comes over here and he picks up these bunch of like sacks that have been made into pillows, and he starts like trying to pick them up, but they're all a lot bigger for him to carry, so he's kind of struggling.
One up with that.
I'm gonna just pick one up for him.
Yes, I would be delighted.
And he throws one over his shoulder and he clutches one to his chest. So he's only carrying a total of 2.
I'll try to grab a couple. Are they
Yeah,
like
sure.
super heavy or are they like just heavy?
They are. They're very light.
Okay, I'm gonna grab like 7.
Yes, come with me. Have you?
And as he kicks the door open with his foot, and he kind of like wobbles as he's carrying and walking, and he throws his head over his shoulder and he says,
Have you all decided where you'll be sleeping?
I believe so, yeah.
Yes, I believe we're all 3 sleeping, and I'm going towards this door.
I think that means I take the other chambers.
Here. Could you put those in there?
and he gestures to there, and he says,
I have your pillows, Dragonborn.
Hmm.
And
What?
I suppose you'll be staying with this gentleman.
and Kafif is still like spinning around in circles, getting dizzy.
I suppose so.
No, that is really wonderful. I fluffed your pillows for you.
Thank you.
I don't know if these beds are big enough for you.
I'll figure it out.
He bows and he leaves the pillows on the floor. And he like walks between your legs to get out. Kafif would come in and just like hop up onto a stool and just kind of like lean on the windowsill and stare out.
Mm. Well, I think it's high time I get some rest.
Me too. How's it going in here?
Alright, I guess. Where do you want me to put them?
He
Any of the beds is fine.
and when you toss them down, he'll just quickly like every time one touches down on a bed, he'll like come over and he'll fluff the pillow, then he'll come over and fluff a different one, come over and fluff a different one.
Working hard there.
Yes, well, I know it has been a tiring day. You are all very fortunate to have survived what happened at the port.
Yeah, that's very considerate of you. Thanks.
And I will have breakfast in the morning. Are you certain they cannot wait?
Oh, it is getting quite late. What, Crumb? It can wait till tomorrow.
Would you?
He burps.
Sorry. Would you like me to tell him that you'd like to speak with him in the morning?
Yes, please, if you don't mind.
Yes, absolutely.
And he gives you a salute.
Hey, Crumb, real quick.
Huh?
Just a question for you.
Yes.
Is there a library here, perchance?
There is the Archmage's personal study.
But no, like, books we can all get our hands on?
Not on the campus. You might have better luck in the city.
Okay. Thanks, Crumb.
So I don't know any libraries offhand. Sorry.
That's alright. I'll just have to look, I guess, at some point.
Perhaps if you tell me what kind of reading you would like, I could add it to the shopping list. I could go look for it for you.
There were a couple things I wanted to... I guess a few things. If you could try to find something on magical artifacts, and then maybe a history book about Kingdom of Solaria, and then... I guess if they have books that are related to specifically the use of fire magic, that'd be nice. If you can't find any of those, it's also perfectly fine.
Understood. Solarian artifacts and the history of magic.
Yep.
Understood.
Crumb,
Thank you, Crumb.
Yes?
where might you be trying to buy these books?
I was just going to ask the merchants in the city if they know where the books are sold.
Thank you.
Okay. Good night, everyone.
Good night, Crumb.
Good night, Crumb.
Do you remember my name?
Hey, Duriel,
Yes.
do you have to do an application to get here?
Oh, no. Not at all.
Okay.
I'm gonna go ask Mainzel a question, and I'll be right there.
Alrighty.
I go
Now I
over
can-
and knock on the door.
I just throw myself onto the bed.
Yes.
Do you open the door? Or do you just like say it through the door?
Yeah, I say it through the door.
It's Tyrael. Can I talk for a sec?
Yes, come on in.
I open the door and like slump down on the bed. I don't trust Wilbin at all. It seemed like you agreed with me more or less back there.
Well, he is quite confusing, contradicting himself quite a bit, and the others.
Well, I am not one to let a problem become a problem if it can be dealt with beforehand.
I understand.
If he makes another move, can I count on your assistance in removing any potential problems in the future?
I will say that I lean more in the direction of cutting off the problem rather than letting it boil over. So I will do as I see fit, but I feel that we are on a similar wavelengths at the moment.
Well, hopefully it doesn't come to that, but I have a sneaking suspicion that it might.
Maybe.
Have a good night.
He's certainly rubbed me the wrong way, as of late.
As he has I open the door and close it again.
Whenever I get in here, Carson, do I notice like a paper and ink on this desk?
Yes, you do. There are some writing supplies that seemingly have been prepared for you, should you like to use them.
Yep, I'm gonna grab a piece of paper, ink, and at the very top, write application. And beneath that, say Crumb, and essentially try to make an application for in the way that it would seem that Crumb himself.
Interesting. What kind of check do you think that would be?
Like I said, I think it'd say application as a big heading. Beneath that, it'll just say Crumb. Beneath that, it'll say Magic School. And then, honestly, I think that might be it.
I'd say. Is that? Are you filling out the body of the application or just writing the header?
That is the entire application.
Oh.
I was doing Crumb's application for him.
Are you attempting to like mimic his handwriting that you saw in any way?
I'm just attempting to take this application and almost make it seem as if Crumb is the one that wrote it, like handwriting, just like what would be on the application itself.
Okay, give me a performance roll.
Oh,
With advantage.
with advantage. Okay. Give me 1 second. $18 and a 13, and then I have -2 in performance. So 16.
You are able to create a pretty convincing mimicry of Crumb's handwriting. It's he doesn't have beautiful penmanship. That's a helpful part of what you recognized. So yeah, you're able to create this pretty quickly.
I'm gonna roll it up, then put it in like my bag or like a little pouch that I have in my armor, and then hop in bed.
Is everyone going to sleep?
I'm snoozing.
Gonna stand awake for a little bit, wait until I see Tyrael get set, and I'm gonna start to fall asleep.
Are there
And then I'll
extra
probably fall
pillows
asleep.
in here? Because Kaji brought in like 7.
Yeah, there are tons of pillows.
I grabbed one and put it at the like here, like along this way, and then I jump in bed with another one and also go to sleep.
All right, blindfold.